important, but the most important thing that we have access to is our mindset. And today I'm going to give you 5 benefits to improving your mindset, and I'm going to give you 5 action steps to improve your mindset. So today's going to be a really actionable call. You're going to be able to get off today's call and say, these are the reasons, right? Humans don't do anything unless they know why they're going to do it. You won't do anything I tell you unless I tell you how it's going to benefit you. I can just tell you to go do something, and you're not going to do it unless you can associate, okay, Jay said to do this, but why? But if you can associate, oh, this will make my life better, easier, happier, healthier, if I do that, then you'll do it. So today I'm going to give you the benefits first, why you should do it, and then I'm going to tell you exactly what it is that you should do. How does that sound for a win-win-win, right? So mindset, attitude, and thoughts. Your mindset is really controlled by your attitude and your thoughts. And your thoughts control your attitude. So how you think matters. Because we all know, like, we can get these thoughts in our head that exacerbate into something super duper negative, right? But we can also get a thought in our head that exacerbates into something amazing and positive. So our thoughts become things. So improving your mindset, your attitude, and your thoughts will have a profound impact on your overall well-being and your success. Like your overall well-being, like your life, your health, your wellness, your weight loss. I haven't had one client, listen to me when I say this. I haven't had one client that stayed negative, that stayed pessimistic, that stayed in a state of blah, that had success. Every single client that I've had that has transitioned and transformed from here to here has changed their mindset first. They've changed their attitude first. They've changed their thought first, because those things dictate your actions. So here's 5 benefits of improving your mindset. And how do we improve our mindset? We consistently work on it. We consistently take the actions. We consistently you guys think I'm joking around. I ask you to post gratitude every day. Every single day I write in this bad boy. January 25th, January 26th, January 27th. I write it every day. Yeah, I use colored pencils. What about it? I'm just kidding. You should use colored pencils because they're fun. So I just rotate these and I write my gratitudes and my thankfuls every day. Sometimes they're 1 sentence. Sometimes they're 10 sentences. Sometimes they're massive. Sometimes they're short. But I do it every single day. And you guys are like, well, I don't want to do it every day. Do it every day. I'm going to fill this up. I've filled up probably 10,000 journals in my lifetime. And I'm going to keep filling them up because I understand it's so important. Like you cannot have a negative life with a happy mindset. Can't do it. Impossible. Even if I get up and I'm a little bit less Jay than I want to be, once I do my gratitude, I'm a little bit happier. So let's talk about 5 benefits. Number 1 is it increases your resiliency. What does that mean? Increased resiliency. Who wants to quit from time to time? Raise your hand. No shame, right? No shame. Who wants to stop? Who says this is BS and not worth it? Just life in general, not just weight loss, everything. Like, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to quit the kids. I'm quitting the family. I'm just going to get in the spare bedroom, shut the door, watch reruns of Friends, take a nap for 7 days. Who wants to do that from time to time? Everybody, right? But a positive mindset will help you increase resiliency. Developing a positive mindset will actually help you bounce back from that quicker. When you have a rough moment, increased resiliency through a positive mindset is going to help you bounce back and say, listen, okay, that was a moment. People ask me all the time, Jay, do you have bad days? The answer is absolutely not. My day is too valuable to make it all bad. Jay, you have bad moments? You bet your ass. I have moments where I feel like taking that door off the hinges. I do it because it doesn't make any sense, right? I have moments, but I don't have days because my mindset is that of somebody who I don't have bad days. That's how I associate. Jay Nixon does not have bad days. A moment, yes, because I'm human. But my mindset is so abundantly happy and positive and strong, I can get the red ass, and then 30 minutes later, I can be making a joke. Like that's just the way that I operate. Like I'm human. I will get irritated, right? But I can also bounce back from it pretty darn quickly because my resiliency is there because my mindset is so strong. Number 2, it increases my cognitive ability. So my cognitive creativity. A positive mindset fosters more like openness and more creative thought processes, and it allows me to generate like ideas and solutions. This is why I'm a solution person and not a problem person. You notice how most people focus on the problem? You tell me a problem and I'll say, hey, that sounds horrible. Let's do A, B, C, and D. I'm never going to say, oh my God, tell me more about the problem. Tell me again about the problem. Like, tell me a fourth time about the problem. Please don't. The problem is not the problem. It's your relationship to the problem that's the problem, right? Develop a relationship with solutions. And if you have a positive, grateful, abundant level mindset, you're going to have a creative process that allows you to be solution-based and not problem-based. Who's ever fixed a problem by focusing on the problem? Nobody. Zero. Who fixes the problem by being creative with solutions and ideas to overcome that problem? Everybody. And if you have a positive, healthy, happy mindset, it happens so much quicker because your resiliency is so much faster because you don't identify as somebody who has problems. You have momentary issues. You have unanswered questions, but you don't have problems. Number 3, it makes your relationships better. Think about it. A positive mindset, a positive attitude leads to healthier, more fulfilled relationships with yourself and with other people. Like somebody with a positive mindset likes to be around themselves. Somebody with a negative mindset can't even stand themselves. Like you see them alone and you're like, that person looks extremely unhappy and they're by themselves. I wonder what they don't like about the person they're with, and the person they're with is themselves. Don't you want better relationships? More fulfilling, right? Because it makes you more approachable. It makes the interactions more empathetic and more understanding and more just curious and just more flowy frequency. So it creates better relationships with yourself first and then with everybody else. Number 4 is that it actually improves your health. Research shows, science shows that people with a positive attitude are linked to better physical health, better mental health, better psychological health, better and stronger immune systems. They have less injuries. They have less states of disease. They don't get sick as often. That right there is worth its weight in gold. And all you have to do is work on your mindset. The last one is it increases the likelihood of your success. A positive mindset leads to increased motivation. It increases inspiration. It increases productivity, confidence, and ultimately helps you achieve your goals and aspirations. Let me ask you a question. When everything is going great, when you're feeling on top of the world, is it easier to do the things you know you're supposed to do? Is it easier to go for that walk? Is it easier to not eat that whole box of cookies? Is it easier to do the things you know are going to benefit you? Of course it is. And guess who has more days like that? People with a positive, healthy, happy, abundant mindset. People with a negative mindset who are consistently in struggle mode. Do you think it's easy for them to eat a whole box of cookies or chips? Gone, right? What cookies, what chips? Super simple. They can talk themselves out of going for the walk. They can talk themselves out of not going to the gym. They can talk themselves into ordering the pizza instead of eating the healthy chicken that's in the fridge. It's mindset related. It increases the likelihood of your success. Why would you not want that? Like I said earlier, food's important, movement's important, sleep's important, hydration's important. But if you don't have the thumb, right? The mindset's like the thumb. Imagine trying to do everything without your thumb. Like you just got these 4 guys. I mean, yeah, they're functional. I mean, mine are pretty ugly, but they're functional. But without this guy, you ever hurt your thumb and tried to do anything? Try going to the bathroom without your thumb. Virtually impossible. Try eating without your thumb. Right? Try driving without your thumb. Try picking something up. Your thumb is your mindset. Your thumb is your attitude. Your thumb is the king, right? Think about your big toe. Maybe some of you guys aren't thumb people. Maybe you're big toe people. Imagine not having your big toe. Do you know that if you didn't have a big toe, you'd have zero balance? Your big toe is responsible for your balance, for the way your foot functions. Without a big toe, problems. That's your mindset. If your mindset's not where it needs to be, it's like having if your big toe's broken, your thumb's broken or gone. Work on it. It's so important. What can we do, Jay? What actions do you need me to take? Well, I'm going to tell you. That's a great question. I don't know who asked it, but it's smart. So let's see. Number 1, I already talked about it. And listen, some of these things I'm going to say, I've said a billion times, but you're not doing it. Right? And if you're not doing it, what does it matter how many times you've heard me say it? Today's the day to start actually doing it. And if you are doing it, hats off, double down, right? practice gratitude. Now, what does that mean? Is it as simple as just writing down 3 things you're thankful and grateful for? It starts there. But if you take the time each day to actually reflect on the things that you're grateful for, it will actually shift the focus away from negativity. It will cultivate a more positive outlook on life. Every single morning, before or after I do my journaling, I sit here at my desk, usually like 3 o'clock in the morning. Today it was around 2:30. And I just sat here and I just really reflected on the beauty of my life, the people, the opportunities, what I get to do, like my studio. Like, I mean, for some of you guys, you probably walk in my studio, you're like, it's a box. Like, it has black walls, there's a bunch of crap in here. Like, it's pretty cool. To me, I see happiness. I see everything I've ever thought of. I see transformation. I see you guys. I see like opportunity. I see all these amazing things that I get to do on a daily basis because I have a 1,000 square feet, 800 square feet square that I get to go to anytime that I want, that I get to open the doors to and invite people in where they get the opportunity to change their lives. Like, that's how I think about gratitude. Like, that's something to be really thankful for. I don't think about, oh, I got a job, like I have to go to work today. Like, I'm up at 2:30 this morning, super jacked up about getting to do life today with you guys, getting to see the people who were going to show up this morning at 4:45 to work out, and then the class after that, and the class after that, and the class after that. Like, that's exciting. Like, that's gratitude. I think about Lori. I think about all the great, beautiful things we get to do in life together. Everything. Like, that's how you practice gratitude. You don't just write things down and be like, I'm grateful for coffee. I'm grateful for the sunshine. Like, me too. Love them both. Love them. Like, that's practicing like an awareness of like things that you like. But if you really want to get deep into gratitude, like, start really like sitting quietly and just thinking about like the unbelievable awesomeness that we get. I'll tell you a quick story. So my buddy, my dude is, some of you guys know Tommy Baker. So Tommy's my guy. Like, he's my best friend. Tommy and I talk in some fashion every single day. He's kind of like my confidant, if you will. Like, we bounce ideas off of each other. We're connected through some kind of like karmic frequency. And we were talking today, and his parents are coming in for his dad's birthday. And his dad Tommy's dad's probably like 85, and he's got some cognitive decline now. He's got Alzheimer's, dementia. And, we were just talking. He's like, and he's like, I know Dad's going to come in. He's going to tell the story about the wedding. So Lori and I got the opportunity to go to Tommy and Taylor's wedding. Actually, during COVID, we flew to Maui. We're at his wedding. We met his parents, the whole 9 yards. And his dad was a little bit on the early stages of it there, and he kind of told some stories, but an amazing man, unbelievably smart, worked for the IRS for years, was in the military, like really just super intelligent guy. And Tommy said every time he sees him now, he tells the story about meeting me and how much he enjoyed it and blah, blah, blah. And Tommy's like, he's going to tell that story again. He's like, and, he just repeats himself. And I just paused him and said, who cares? Like, who cares if he repeats himself, right? Like, you only have so many dots left with your dad. If it puts a smile on his face, let that put a smile on your face. Like, that's the practice of gratitude, of like understanding and appreciating. And listen, for some of us, there's nothing more annoying than hearing the same story over and over and over and over and over again. But if you reframe that to say, like, listen, he doesn't know he's telling the same story over and over again. And if it puts a smile on his face and conversely, I smile back and having a conversation about it, that's a massive undertaking of like how gratitude really works. So Tommy's appreciation and gratefulness for the moment that he's going to get to spend with his dad this weekend that's the practice of gratitude. It's not taking it for granted. It's looking at it, and it's going to cultivate, and that is going to transpire into when Tommy's dad is no longer with us. He's going to be able to think back to those moments of what a great story, and wouldn't I love to hear it one more time? Right? So that's how you practice gratitude. Number 2, challenge the negative thoughts that you have. Some of you guys accept every thought that comes through your brain and think that you need to take action on it. Challenge those negative thoughts. If you have a negative thought about a person, place, thing, activity, something that happened, challenge it. What does this really mean? Why am I really giving this negative energy and this negative attention? And when you notice yourself thinking negatively, challenge those thoughts by questioning the validity and the importance of that particular thought. And then work on considering a more balanced perspective. Is that really as bad as I thought it was? Is that really as bad as I'm making it out to be? Probably not. Because we as humans have the ability and the tendency to exacerbate everything, right? Good and bad. Like if we catch a fish, the fish is a little bigger than it actually was. Fun, right? Like that's not a big deal. But if we don't catch a fish, worst day ever. Horrible day. I'm never going fishing again. Really? You just didn't catch a fish, but you got to spend all that time with your son or your daughter or your dad in that little boat, had a couple cold beers, talked about the good times, right? You laughed, you loved, like who really gives a shit about the fish? So you got to challenge those thoughts. That's an analogy, right? But you have to challenge those thoughts that come into your brain, and not everything has to be accepted that comes through. We as humans, we're psychopaths. And so understand that some of those thoughts coming through are psychopathic. And you need to say, no, not today, Jay. There's no validity to that, or there's no reason for that. Who gives a crap if that happened yesterday or day before yesterday? What about this moment right now that I'm getting to set within? And I'm going to challenge that thought, and I'm going to say, not today. Number 3, be realistic about what you're capable of achieving in time frames. Some of you guys are so hard on yourself because you're overestimating your ability in a day, a week, or a month, and you're underestimating what you're going to accomplish in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. And because of that unrealistic nature, it's created a negative exacerbation in your brain. If you just celebrated your progress, if you did one thing today that moved you to a better place, if you worked out today, celebrate. If you ate better today than you ate yesterday, celebrate. If you went to bed last night, instead of drinking a 6-pack of beer or a bottle of wine, and you went to bed early, you got a beautiful night's sleep, celebrate. If you connected with another human today and it made you both feel really great about life and it gave you inspiration and motivation, celebrate. Have a realistic nature of what this thing is that we get to do. And what's the alternative? The alternative to not live in this kind of lifestyle is the negativity. It's all the things that you see and you don't like about other people that you don't like about yourself. So be realistic about how amazing you are, and stop looking at this little microcosm of, oh my gosh, I didn't lose 30 pounds this week. Really? But the scale didn't move this week. Well, what did you do anything positive this week? Did you eat better? Did you eat well? Did you sleep well? Did you move your body? Well, yeah, I did that. Then call it a win. And then just expand on that as the next week comes and the next week comes. And then what you're going to accomplish in the next 3 months is going to be unbelievably amazing. Number 4, and this one's got a little caveat at the end, so don't get excited. Get excited, but don't get excited too soon. Surround yourself with positive influences. Now, that's not just people, that's places, that's inputs, that's what you listen to, it's what you watch, it's what you participate in, and spend time with people who uplift you and inspire you.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
And then seek out the same thing in the content that you're ingesting, that things that make you positive, things that make you want to grow, things that motivate you. Here's the secret. Here's the caveat. You must be a positive influence as well, or those people, places, things, and situations aren't going to want you in there. Because positive, powerful, influential, uplifting, inspiring, motivating, high-achieving people don't want to be around negativity. They don't want to be around silliness. They don't want to be around people who don't want the same level of life, the same level of awesomeness. The reason that Thomas and I are so connected is we both share a unbelievable desire to live an abundant life. We both we both want to be as healthy and as wealthy and as fit and as connected and as committed to being our very best selves as anybody I've ever known. That's why we're friends. If Tommy called me and talked about BS, or I called him and talked about BS, we would not be friends. We wouldn't share the same frequency. So you've got to have that. You've got to have a positive, powerful, influential, uplifting, inspiring, motivating frequency in order for that one to work. But you can't surround yourself with negative people and think, well, I'm positive and I just hang out with them because blah, blah, blah. It will drag you down in the weeds, and you won't be as positive as you went in with. And I'm not telling you to start like cutting people out. Be aware. Just be aware of the people, places, and things that you are surrounding yourself with. But don't kid yourself. If you're in a negative environment, you're part of the problem. You're not immune, me included. If I find myself in a negative situation with people being negative, I am just as much as part of the problem as they are. And I've got two options. I can either remove myself from the situation, or I can be responsible for the energy that I bring into the room. That's one of my key mantras in life is I'm about to walk through that door. I don't know what's on the other side, but I'm responsible for the energy that I bring into the room. And therefore, I don't engage in negative conversations. I don't talk about drama. I don't talk about people. I don't talk about negative situations. I don't talk about things that aren't productive. And again, somebody has a problem, love it. How can I help you? Let's change the energy of that, right? Because help, love, all those things, that's an energy changer. Negativity, drama, nonsense, those are negativity exacerbators. I avoid those at all costs. So surround yourself with positive influence and be a positive influence. You see the world as you are, not as it is. Remember that. If you're seeing the world through a lens that you don't like, you've got to change your perspective. You can't expect that outside perspective to change. But if you change your internal perspective, then what you see will actually change. Number 5, last one. Practice mindfulness and self-compassion. Now, hear me on this. I'm going to end with a word that's been really resonating on my brain today. And this really came home to me in this particular one. Engage in mindfulness practices such as meditation, deep breathing exercises to cultivate an awareness and a compassion towards yourself and others. I'm going to say that again. To cultivate an awareness and a compassion towards yourself and others. Oftentimes, we're not compassionate or empathetic to others because we're kicking our own ass. We're beating ourselves up so internally that we don't have the ability we're not self-aware enough to know that that's coming through us and presenting itself to the outer world. So this management of behavior will actually help you develop a more positive attitude over time. And the word that came to me that I thought about after I wrote this sentence was grace. Like, we've got to live a life with a little more grace for ourselves, grace for other people. And if you traverse through life with that sentiment of grace, I believe, and I'm still practicing this, so I think we'll get to a real a solution, or not really a solution, but an answer over time. But I believe that if we all had more grace for ourselves and for other people, and we had a self-awareness to understand that if we can't be compassionate to ourselves, then we have no chance of being compassionate to other people. But if you live that kind of life where you're aware of all the way you're thinking, right? Let's bring it back home. The way you're thinking, your attitude, that's facilitating your behaviors. And you really want to be positive, you really want to be powerful, you want to be abundant, you want to live a happy life, then you've really got to have grace for yourself and for other people. And by incorporating these actions into your daily life, you're going to gradually improve your mindset and your attitude and your thoughts. And that's going to lead to better behaviors. That's going to lead to a happier, more fulfilling life and a more fulfilling existence.
Happy, you're happy.
And I don't know about you guys, but fulfillment, like if I said to you, hey, are you fulfilled? Like, how's life for you? And somebody says, you know what, I am fulfilled. Like, I can't think of a better statement. I can't think of something that if somebody could say that, I can't think of holy shit, like, what do you say, right? Like, you're living the dream, right? Fulfillment is the dream. That's what we're trying to get to. So 5 benefits, 5 actions. I would give it a lot more thought than you're probably giving it, right? And if you're struggling, yeah, you can change your food and you should. Yes, you can change your movement and you should. Yes, you should sleep more. Yes, you should be more hydrated. But if you're not focused on your thumb, those things are going to be few and far between, because this is going to anchor everything. You get this right, and these guys here, they just fall into place. They know what to do. They know where to go. But when this guy's not right, these guys don't know what to do. They're confused. They're kind of weird looking anyway, right? Especially mine. They're strange. But if this guy's driving the bus and knows what's going on, These guys work perfectly together, synergistically.